Good morning, everyone. Let us start. Remember, we have been learning about urban settlements. In the previous class, we learned functional classification of towns. That is, functions of these towns and cities. Today, we shall start with a discussion on morphology of towns. Now let me present okay, so morphology of towns, cities. So what do you mean by this term morphology or this urban morphology? So urban morphology, is the study of the form of urban settlements. Okay, so how were the towns or cities formed, or these had been evolved. Okay, the study of that is known as urban morphology. So let me repeat, urban morphology is the study of the form of urban settlements. Now we shall discuss about morphology of Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa, the literal meaning of Addis Ababa is the new flower. Okay, Ethiopian word. Addis means new, Ababa means a flower. So this Addis Ababa, okay, is the capital of this Ethiopia. Addis Ababa, this is the new capital of Ethiopia, and it was established, okay, in the year 1878. And the literal meaning of this name Addis Ababa is the new flower. Now let us see this morphology or the important features of this city, Addis Ababa. Okay, see the first feature. The whole city is located on a hill valley topography. Okay, the city is located on a hill valley topography. So in some areas it is occupied by these hills, and in others these we find valleys. That is hill valley topography. And the second important feature, the road pattern bears the influence of this local topography. Okay, the road pattern, see, the road pattern bears the influence of local topography. How do you know that? How will you know that? See here. So this is Addis Ababa. Okay, a larger view, and here you are seeing these roads. Okay, roads. And how will you know that? Okay, some areas are these hills and some areas are these valleys. How can you identify? Okay, so this is the city, and we also have learned that the pattern of roads, okay, the road pattern bears the influence of local topography. So this is this is this map, and I have reproduced this map, okay, here. See, if you see this map, you will be seeing that see some areas, okay, like here we find very straight roads, okay, and highways, and cut at right angles, whereas in some other areas, okay, here the roads are winding. So generally we find straight roads and highways in the plains and the valleys, okay, and we find winding roads in these hilly terrains in the mountainous area. So in this way, okay, the pattern of road is influenced by this local topography. Where there are hills, then the roads are winding, and where, okay, there are valleys, then the roads are straight. So in this way, the pattern road is influenced by local topography. So let me proceed. Another important feature, okay, the roads radiate from the government headquarters, Piazza, Arad, and Emis Kilo roundabouts. So, okay, most of the roads are radiating from the government headquarters of Piazza, Arad, Emis Kilo roundabouts. Okay, when you see this map, see here in this area also roads are radiating, and in this area also roads are radiating. Okay, so these are important government headquarters. See, from here also the roads are radiating. Then Marketo has markets. Okay, Marketo has markets, and which is supposed to be the largest market in this area. That means Marketo is the largest marketplace in Addis Ababa. Okay, this is another important feature. And there a multi-faculty university, a medical college, a number of good schools make Addis Ababa an educational center. That means Addis Ababa also performs the function of this educational town. Okay, here in Addis Ababa there is a big multi-faculty university, a medical college, and a number of good schools, okay, in Addis Ababa. And another feature, the city has multi-functional nature. That means Addis Ababa performs, okay, multiple functions, different functions, and this being a large nodal center located at the center of the Ethiopia. That means Addis Ababa is a large nodal center, focal point, okay, located in the center of the country Ethiopia. So this is about this morphology of Addis Ababa. Okay, so any question about Addis Ababa? Morphology of Addis Ababa. You know, Addis Ababa, this is the capital of Ethiopia. Nobody is responding. Okay, let us take up another, okay, city. Morphology of Canberra. So Canberra, so this is the capital city of Australia, okay, and was planned in the year 1912. Okay, Canberra was planned in the year 1912 by American landscape architect Walter Burley Griffin. And see, actually he planned, okay, this city as a garden city for about 25,000 people, taking into account the natural features of the landscape. So while planning the city Canberra, okay, he also took into account the natural landscape, okay, just like Addis Ababa. And see there were okay to be 5 main centers. So this is about morphology, okay, about the forms. There were 5 main centers, and each with separate city function. So within Canberra, okay, there are 5 main centers, and each center perform a distinct function. Okay, just this is the city, okay, Canberra. So this is Canberra, and the bigger one is also here. See, this is Canberra, part of Canberra. Okay, so this is Canberra. And see, the city, okay, Canberra has several satellite towns, okay, which have their own centers. So what do you mean by these satellite towns? See here, actually satellite towns, okay, a satellite town is a smaller municipality that is adjacent to a major city. Okay, say for example, this is a city, okay, just nearby it there may be a small town, and it is linked with a major town, okay, or the city. So this, okay, this is known as satellite. Okay, satellite town. Satellite town. So again, let me repeat, this Canberra has 5 main centers, okay, each with separate city functions, and this Canberra has several satellite towns which have their own centers. So satellite towns, as I mentioned earlier, are smaller municipalities that are these adjacent to Canberra, okay, and these satellite towns are linked with Canberra. And one more important point, the city has a wide open spaces and many parks and gardens. Okay, this is another important feature of Canberra. The city has wide open spaces, many parks and gardens. Okay, so this is about this Canberra. Morphology of Canberra. And do you have any question regarding Canberra? Do you hear me? Okay, let me proceed then. Types of urban settlements. Okay, again this is another classification of these urban settlements. Here, depending on the size, okay, and the services available and functions rendered, urban centers are designated as town, city, million city, Connervation, Megapolis. Okay, here the classification is based on the size of the town, urban settlement, services available, and functions rendered. Okay, so we have this town, city, million city, Connervation, Megapolis. So here size merely refers to the size of the population, okay, as well as the area also. Now let us see, okay, the classification. Let us examine. So the first one is town. Actually, see, town Okay, towns are the smallest, okay, the smallest unit of urban settlements. Okay, towns are the smallest unit of these urban settlements, and towns have these specific functions, okay, such as manufacturing, then these retail and wholesale trade, professional services, okay, and other functions. Okay, so unlike the villages, so whereas, as you know, villages mainly perform these primary activities, and towns mainly perform these non-primary activities, and the towns have these specific functions like manufacturing, then retailing, wholesaling, then other professional services are found. Okay, so next we have this city. Somebody is coming. Okay, so city are regarded, okay, cities are regarded as a leading town. A city is regarded as a leading town, okay, and you know, cities are larger than towns. Okay, cities are larger, much larger than towns, and have a greater number of economic functions, multiple functions, okay, as compared to towns. Cities have a greater number of economic functions, and in terms of size, cities are much larger than the towns. Okay, and cities have these transport terminals, then major financial institutions, and the regional administrative offices. Okay, then see here, when the population crosses 1 million, okay, when the population of a city crosses 1 million mark, it is designated as a million city. Okay, it will be discussed later on also. If the number of population is, okay, has reached 1 million, that is 10 lakhs, we call it million city. Okay, so this is about a city, important features of city. And next we have this term connervation. Okay, this term connervation was coined by Patrick Geddes in the year 1915. The term connervation was coined, introduced by Patrick Geddes in the year 1915. Okay, then what do you mean by this term connervation? So connervation is a large area of urban development that has that resulted from merging of originally separate towns or cities. Okay, connervation is a large area of urban development that resulted from the merging of originally separate towns or cities. So it is like this. Okay, see, let us say this is a city. Okay, and this is a town. A town is located here. Let us say this is city, and here this is town. So in due course of time, this city will grow. Okay, this city will grow, then this town also will grow. Okay, and this process will continue for a long time. This town also will grow, and in the long run, this city and a town will be merged together. Okay, will be joined together, and this is what we call connervation. Okay, this is known as connervation. Connervation. So here in this case a city and a town is are merging together. So in other cases two towns also may be merging together. Okay, so this is a town and this is another town, and these two towns, okay, will grow and may be merging together, and this is also a connervation. Okay, here a large area of urban development that resulted from the merging of originally separate towns or cities. That means connervations are formed by combining, okay, say two or more towns or a town with a city. Okay, and examples of connervation given here, okay, are given here. Greater London, this is an example of connervation. Then Manchester, Chicago, okay, and USA, then Tokyo in Japan. Okay, the first two are in England. And can you find out some examples from India? Say we may give examples of this Greater Mumbai, okay, as an example of this connervation in India. Up to here, any question? Are you clear?
What is like
Satellite town?
Yes.
Okay, actually a satellite town is a small town located nearby a big city. Okay, as you see here, say in this case, let us say this is a city. Okay, this is a city, and nearby this city a smaller town, okay, a small town may be developed as the time passes. Okay, this city, and so nearby it some smaller towns may, okay, may start settling. And actually there is a functional relationship between these smaller towns and these big cities also. And these small towns or municipalities, okay, which are located nearby a big city is known as a satellite town. Okay, satellite town. Clear or not? So satellite towns are smaller municipalities that are adjacent, okay, that are located adjacent to a major city.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then we have the next important type of this urban settlement, that is million city. Meaning of million city already mentioned, okay, here. When the population crosses the 1 million mark, it is designated as million city. When the population of a city, okay, has reached 1 million, we call it million city. That is, any city having a population of 1 million is known as million city. Okay, any city having the population of 1 million is known as million city. So here some information, some features of million city. London, okay, we discussed earlier. London reached the million mark in 1800. London reached the population of 1 million in 1800. Okay, then followed by Paris in 1850. Then New York in the year 1860. Okay, then by 1950 there were around 80 such million cities. Okay, by 1950 there were around 80 million cities in the world. And by 1970s, okay, by mid 1970s, there were 162 million cities. There were 162 million cities in mid 70s, that is in the middle of 1970s, okay. And that means the increase has been three times, okay. So there was threefold increase in every decade. In every decade there was a threefold increase. And in 2005 the number of million cities has reached 438, and in 2016 there were 512 cities, that is million cities, okay, with at least 1 million inhabitants globally. That means in the year 2016, okay, there were 512 million cities in the world. So these are the important facts and the figures regarding a million city. Million city means any city having the population of 1 million mark, okay. Next we have megapolis, okay, another type of these urban settlements, megapolis. And see, the meaning of this megapolis given here actually derived from Greek word, okay. Megapolis actually is derived from Greek word and meaning great city, okay. Mega means big, great, okay, polis a city. And this term was popularized by Jean Gottman in 1957. Okay, this line is very important because say in the board exams, 1 mark questions, okay, or in the future say MCQs, okay, maybe asked. So this word megapolis was popularized by Jean Gottman in 1957. And megapolis signifies, okay, super metropolitan region extending as union of connervations. Megapolis, okay, means super metropolitan region extending as union of connervation. That means megapolis are formed by combining 2 connervations at least, okay. Megapolis are urban centers, okay, or super metropolitan region formed by combining these connervations. Now let us see, okay, this here. See, this is a connervation, okay, and this is another connervation. See here, this is a town, this is town, and it is this merging together, and okay, so this is another connervation. This is another connervation. And as the time passes, okay, in due course of time, this connervation will grow in size, and this connervation also will grow in size, and so in the long run these 2 connervation will merge together. These 2 connervation will join together, okay. And this super metropolitan region is known as megapolis, okay, megapolis. So here we have a connervation and we have another connervation, and in due course of time these 2 connervations are merging together, and that this super metropolitan region, okay, is known as a megapolis, okay. See here, this super metropolitan region extending as a union of connervations formed by combining these connervations. So we have a very good example of megapolis here, okay. The urban landscape stretching from Boston in north to south of Washington in USA is the best known example of a megapolis, okay. The urban landscape stretching from Boston in the north to the south of Washington in USA is the best example of megapolis. So here let us see the location of Boston and Washington. Okay, see, Boston is here, Washington is here. Okay, this area I will show you another map. Okay, so here, so this one. Okay, this is the place mentioned in your textbook. Okay, this is the place. See, the urban landscape stretching from Boston in north to south of Washington, USA is the best example of megapolis. See, Boston is here. Okay, Boston is here and Washington is here. Okay, this is Boston and this is this Washington, and this urban landscape, okay, stretching from Boston in the north to this Washington in the south. Okay, this region is known is the best example of this megapolis. Okay, likewise we have another this megapolis. Okay, here in USA, we are talking about USA. Okay, and so this is another megapolis and this is another megapolis. Likewise this is another one. Okay, and this is another, so this is another one. So in this way, okay, these are the important megapolis in USA. Okay, any question regarding megapolis? Any confusion? Do you have any question regarding megapolis? Okay, let us proceed. So next we have distribution of megacities. Okay, where are the megacities located in the world? And again, in terms of population size, what do you mean by megacity? Or this, okay, megacity. See, a megacity or a megapolis, okay, is a general term for cities together with their suburbs with a population of more than 10 million people. Let me repeat. A megacity or megapolis is a general term for cities together with their suburbs, means those satellite towns. Okay, suburb means suburbans, with a population of more than 10 million people. That means a megacity has a population of more than 10 million. Okay, more than 10 million people. And example, see, example we have learned also, and the city which has reached this 10 million mark is New York. Okay, New York was the first to attain the status of megacity by this 1950. New York was the first to attain the status of a megacity by 1950 with a population of about 12.5 million. Okay, and now we have these 31 megacities in the world. We have 31 megacities in the world, and it is depicted, it is okay present in table number 10.2, megacities of the world. Okay, and see, say one more point we have to know: the number of megacities has increased in the developing countries during the last 50 years vis-a-vis the developed countries. Okay, the number of megacities has been increasing in the developed countries during the last 50 years as well as in the developed countries. Okay, so this may be due to this migration process. Okay, rural to urban migration process, because nowadays rural settlements and smaller cities and towns cannot provide employment opportunities, and that is why more and more people from the smaller towns, cities and the villages are rushing, okay, are pouring towards the mega cities, towards the big cities, and that is why the number of these mega cities has been increasing, okay, in the last 50 years. And here this table number 10.2, okay, mentions the 31 mega cities of the world, and this table is very important for the exams, okay, not only in the internet exam but also, okay, very important for the board exam. So from this table, say identification, okay, identification on the outline map of the world, okay, is asked every year. So when you see this table, so we find that Tokyo in Japan, okay, Tokyo in Japan, this is the largest mega city in the world. So it has a population of these 38,140,000, okay, that is around 38 million. Next we have this mega city, Delhi in India. Then in China we have Shanghai. Then we have again Mumbai in India. Then Sao Paulo in Brazil. Then Beijing in China. Then this Mexico City, okay, the new name is Ciudad de Mexico. It was formerly known as Mexico City. Then Osaka, it was known as Osaka, but now it is known as Kinki, MMA. Then we have Cairo in Egypt, that is, the new name is Al Kahira. Then New York, okay, in USA, Newark. Dhaka in Bangladesh. Karachi in Pakistan. Buenos Aires in Argentina, okay, this is in order of the size of population. Then in the serial number 14 we have Kolkata in India. Then Istanbul in Turkey. Then Songqing, okay, Chongqing in China. Lagos in Nigeria, that is in Africa. Manila in the Philippines. Guangdong in China. Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Los Angeles, Long Beach, Santa Ana in USA. Then Moscow, that is Moscow, okay, the new name is Moscow in Russian Federation. Then Kinshasa, actually the capital of this Democratic Republic of Congo. Then Tianjin in China. Then Paris in France. Shenzhen in China. Jakarta in Indonesia. Bangalore in India. Bengaluru, okay, new name. Then London in United Kingdom. Chennai in India, and the last one is Lima in Peru, okay. So these are these mega cities. These are the 31 mega cities in the world, and in your textbook there is no map, okay, depicting the mega cities, but here is one map, okay, actually downloaded. So this map, okay, shows important mega cities in the world, okay. Here it mentions only the old names, okay, and not the new names. See here, Los Angeles, Mexico, New York, Moscow. So this is the map showing the mega cities of the world in the year 2012. I have already uploaded, okay, the study material regarding the map work, and in that study material you will find this map, okay. Now, do you have any problem? Do you have any question? Anybody?
No, sir.
Okay, then up to here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class. As usual, please leave your names in the WhatsApp group for attendance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.